One with a birthday this summer, we have a big idea, a ginormous party pinata bigger than anything you can get at the store. It's cheaper, but you have to make it, and the design is not only darling, it's perfectly simple and does not involve the mess of paper mache. Marilee Lydiard is the queen of fun, imaginative play and the creator of these great pinatas that you've brought into the studio today.
Yeah, they're super fun. And like you said, really easy and cheap.
People know you as Mare Mag. I don't know if you go by that.
Yeah, no, if people see me and they call me, I go, I'll go for it.
So these pinatas are a little different than the ones you buy at the store and easier to make.
Yeah, I started doing them this way because I have to admit, I craft all the time, but if it's too intensive or too hard, I'm out. So I started these, 'cause I was a little intimidated by the fringe, so I was like, I'm gonna really simplify this, make it modern, and lo and behold, I came up with this just kind of simple, circular pinata, which you can turn into an animal or really anything you want.
Okay, so we're starting with this simple round shape, but like you said, it's going to turn into really whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely.
And a pinata is a pinata.
Yeah, a pinata is a pinata. Candy, that's what they want the most, right?
Inside, yes. Okay, so you have some simple steps of creating one of these pinatas, and you're going to just walk us through.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it's really easy, like you said, and it's very affordable. You might even have all of the supplies in your house already, so it could be free.
I like that idea.
I would say max $5.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to figure out how large you want your circle to be, and then cut out a circular shape at that size. You know, you could do the whole pencil on a string thing and trace a circle on a large piece of cardboard. Cut 2 of these out, and then you want, for your size, just figure out how deep you want your pinata.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is you're just going to glue around your circle.
With hot glue?
With hot glue, yep.
Okay. And this cardboard isn't very thick. Are you just using any kind? You can use
any kind. And I kind of like the thin if you want it to break apart and you don't want to preserve it as a fun, like, crafty heirloom from the birthday party.
Okay.
But you can keep them as, like, a fun bedroom decor item.
Oh, that's a
and
good
make
idea.
a little thicker cardboard. It's just what you want to do.
Okay.
So the thin is really great. You just kind of work your exterior around that with the hot glue. Kind of hold it, let it set in place, just around the circle till you've got that whole circle complete.
And that's what you have here.
And that's
so
what I've got over here.
Just around.
I've just glued it around. And then when you're at this stage, you want to make like a little candy trap door at the bottom. So kind of just use a little X-Acto knife, make a little trap door where you want to put your candy in.
Is there a size? Like, have you found that?
This one's pretty small, and I like it to be a little small, but if you want the candy to just come pouring out easily, it depends on the age of your kids at the party, right?
So you can adjust the size of that trap door depending on the age of your kids.
Like my boys, I'm going to make a small door because they're going to be banging this thing like real hard. But for my little daughter, I'll probably make a bigger one so she can just poke it.
Okay.
So you put that there, and then you put a little tiny hole at the very top.
Okay. And have you just poked that? I'll just put this towards the camera. It's just that little tiny hole right there.
A little tiny hole that you can just kind of poke with the pencil tip or something. And then I've just kind of come up with this little circular cardboard piece that you put a really strong knot at the bottom of. And you string a long piece of string, however long you need it for how you're going to hang it. And then you put this string through that little hole.
But it's not going to come unattached because you have that cardboard piece.
So you pull it all the way up, and then you've got that to hold it in place for your pinata.
Brilliant.
So you do that.
A brilliant idea.
Yeah, and it's so easy. And just like probably stuff you have around discarded.
Yes.
And then you're going to take your top and you're going to glue that on again.
Okay.
And then just kind of let it sit for a while. And then at this stage, you want to just decide, do you want your pinata to break apart super easy, or do you want it to be a little more sturdy? And if you want it more sturdy, you can put a little tape on the outside. I would recommend like a painter's tape, nothing too glossy that's going to be hard to paint over. And then get that.
Duct tape or
probably. Well, you could do duct tape, but that's going to stick really good. So you're gonna, if you want it to really hold and you don't want it to fall apart, you want the candy just to come out the bottom. Duct tape would be fine. Okay. But if you want this thing to kind of fall apart.
So masking tape or something?
Masking tape.
Is that what you used on this?
And that's what I used on this little bird. Okay. You can kind of see the tape. And I actually used a painter's tape.
Okay.
So you can do that. And so once that's done, you have, I kind of do it one or two ways. Just paint the whole thing, super easy, and you can even have your kids involved, which is really
paint.
Yeah, acrylic paint,
okay.
acrylic craft paints are perfect. I would do that. And then, you know, get the kids involved if you want, help them prep for the party. Is super fun. You can also, what I did for this pinata, the tiger pinata, I just used Mod Podge and tissue paper, which is a lot less messy than paper mache, right?
Yeah.
You just lay the tissue paper down, and then you just take your brush and put the Mod Podge over and let it dry.
So are you putting the Mod Podge after you've put the tissue paper up on the cardboard?
Both.
Oh,
I would
both.
put
Okay.
it like on the cardboard, and then lay the tissue paper down, and then take your brush, and then do some more Mod Podge on top, and then just let it dry, and you're done. And again, if you want to, you know, kids like that too. If you know, it's a little messy, but not too messy.
Yes,
you know, it's like
yes.
safe messy.
And not as time consuming as cutting all of the fringe, because I had a pinata mishap when I tried to do that once.
And it was, the fringe can get a little tedious sometimes. And then once you're done once you figure out, you know, if you want to paint it or if you just want to do tissue paper, then you kind of figure out what accessories do you want. You want to do tiger ears or bunny ears, or you can even do these super fun wings.
Yeah, those are darling.
The little bird pinata. The kids really like those when it's flying through the air when they're whacking it. That's kind of fun. So there's just, and then you just put the whatever face features you want. You know, you just put them on your pinata once it's all put together, and you are good to go. After you, of course, stuff it with candy, and then I would just put like a little very light piece of masking tape so that the candy can come out easily.
Do you have favorite candy for stuffing?
Yeah, I'm personally a fan of going to find hoard vintage candy. So I think there's Poppin' Sweets and Provo has a really fun selection of vintage candy.
Okay.
But I would definitely lean away from the chocolates just in case there's the melting situation and they're messy. So hard candies, you know, could get a bag of, you know, assorted hard candies is a good way to go.
Okay, and all of these ideas and more are in your book, Playful.
Yeah, absolutely. There's even templates and the full DIY for the pinata to make it really easy for you.
Okay, I love the look of them, the simplicity, and of course the fun of having a homemade pinata at the next party. So thank you so much, Marilee.
Thank you.